Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Today is Sunday, and this is the usual day where we talk about events. Now, we will be doing that. We'll be talking about a few other things as well, but the events are not actually that complicated, it seems, for the month of March. I don't know if this is just going to be for the anniversary or if some wild epiphany has finally hit Scopely that people weren't really super satisfied with the overly complicated month-long events and events within events and things like that. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll go over, of course, we'll do some previews of the events that are going to be coming out Monday at 1, tomorrow at 1 p.m., of course. And looks like we're going to be getting some potential diamonds for Howard before he even comes out. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. But before we get there, I do actually just want to talk about. In case you guys didn't notice, by the way, they are in game right now. The costumes for the 7th anniversary. Some of them are better than others. Let's start off with Jean Grey here. They're colored reskins, right? But hey, it's not too bad. There's some. I actually do like the Jean Grey one. That one's pretty nice. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I hit that home button. Instead, I meant to hit the roster back, and wow, my game's lagging. Okay, let's go back. The Oath one, it's barely noticeable, right? Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. The Oath one there. Old Man Logan, though, actually is kind of neat. Almost looks like a suit. Is that purple on the inside there, actually? I kind of like that. Or is that just the weird... It looks like there's purple in there. Or is that just my game? I don't know. That's kind of neat. Black and purple a little bit. There's not much gold in there for the 7th anniversary. Then we have Nightcrawler, who actually... it's making a joke. Nightcrawler rework confirmed. Maybe Xavier's going to summon Nightcrawler. I actually kind of like this one too. So I do like the X-Men ones particularly. I don't care that much about Oath's costume. It didn't look that great. And I forget who else was it. Captain Marvel, but I don't even have Captain Marvel leveled up really. Where even is she on my roster? Right here? There's one for her. I actually kind of prefer this one because there's actually a little bit of an animation difference in this one. She's got 3 other costumes. Good God. She actually uses the hammer when she uses the alt, so I do like that. Whereas if you get this one here and use that one, I highly doubt there's any difference in the animation. So the Marvel's costume actually, some people were commenting on the face, but it does actually have an animation difference. So I do appreciate that. And then there's a gold shield medic costume, right? I mean, you know what? It's kind of funny, but when are we ever actually using that at best? When are you even looking at it in the screen? Even the one that I have right here, probably the only time you ever saw this was when I actually brought up in one of my last videos. So there you go. And I think that's. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. That was 6. Who is the other one? Oh, Spider Weaver, right? Spider Weaver. That's the other one. Uh, gold in the back, I guess. I don't know. So I just wanted to share that really quick before we jump into the rest. So the weekly blog, right? If you guys had a chance to take a look at that, the Red Stars for Lalandra is coming out on Monday as well. Howard the Duck is going to be released on March the 5th is Wednesday. So this Howard the Duck, we're going to start with this actually. This Howard the Duck Origin Stories event. You're earning Origin coins. Where's my full screen mode here? So, oh yeah, of course my head's blocking it. Let's get rid of that. So earn 1 Origin coin, right? Now we don't know how many we're going to be getting for campaign. This is a campaign energy spending event. We do not know how many coins that we're going to be getting. But with my trusted calculator, and again, for once, I actually did not make any tables for this because a lot of it is just not necessary. But let's just say, because normally if you're doing 200 cores daily, you're getting about 1100 energy or so. So that would be about 4. If it's 4, right? Then it would be that times 7 is about 30,000 points, which would get you to around milestone 13. And that would actually give you 1.5 Howard Diamond Orb Fragments. Now, you would need to get to milestone 50. That's a pretty big jump. So the only way that Milestone 15 would be accessible for a second Howard Diamond would be like if it's 8, right? If it's 8 to 1, then you would do 1100 times 8 times 7, which would be about 61. And that would get us to Milestone 15. That's probably the only way in which you would get more than one Howard Diamond or fragment. So do keep that in mind. There is a limit of 95,000. So it very well could be times 8. Maybe we'll get 2 for free, but you won't get much beyond that, right? You're not going to get Milestone 16. You're not going to get 17 and all this stuff. So do keep that in mind in terms of this event. We do have this Alliance War event coming again, but there's only going to be 2 Alliance events for the month of March. It seems like there's going to be one for the first week and then maybe one for the third week, I think, for it sounds like a Cosmic Crucible one, but we'll see. And this is the same as we've always had, right? Alliance War battles, and then Astral Annihilators, Illuminati, and Infestation on offense or defense, but they get bonuses on defense, so it does make sense to do that instead. What else is interesting a little bit is that there's no month-long currency at all in this entire milestone. You will be getting an additional 25 Peggy Carter shards for doing most of this, so that should be no problem. You can actually get all the way to, if you do everything to the T and you maximize your limits here, you can actually get to milestone 17, which actually is pretty good for these T3 ISO 8 credits. Some people say that they're more short on the actual crystals than they are on the ions, and I will tell you that like later when they do bring out Purple 4 and Purple 5, you're going to need a lot more crystals than ions anyways, because the requirements to upgrade the Purple 4 and 5 are actually in the data mines, and allegedly it doesn't take any Purple 1 ions, like regular Purple ions, to upgrade to level 4 and 5. So if that's the case, then the ions are eventually not going to become an issue, the regular ions, and it's going to be these crystals that are going to be the biggest deal. So do keep that in mind as well. I didn't really talk about the March month-long meta. It is Falcon Joaquin, of course. So there's going to be 100 shards. This is a low-res image of the chart, unfortunately. They didn't have any better version of that. But there's going to be 100 shards of this. Also, just to let people know, in case, because I did comment on this on a few other videos, there is going to be a free 7 yellow shield medic very early on in the milestone. So if you were buying shield medic shards, you can stop doing that because it will be available here. Honestly, I didn't know if they were going to do this, and I think it was wise to just, prepare anyways. But just blitz credits, right? It probably didn't cost you anything much. So there you go. That's the free shield medic, because down below, or once we get to the other events, they are going to cost, you're going to get bonus points for using that 7 yellow shield medic. So again, going up to 1 million points here, you get a 7th anniversary frame, usual kind of monthly stuff, but it's actually pretty easy. So this is the web milestone for the event, the other event next week. And you are getting monthly currency for this. You're getting some other stuff in here as well. But it's super, super easy. So you need to spend 3,000 showcase energy over 7 days for both of these. And you're going to have an energy source for both, right? So you're essentially getting 288 is the daily energy for one showcase, but then you're getting 2, right? So you're just adding that together, times it by 7. 4,000 energy. You only need to spend 3,000. So you don't need to core at all to do this, and it'll be just fine. The eventful energy, I believe, is the anniversary showcase, and Starship energy is going to be your Starjammer showcase. So keep that in mind. We're going to be doing this every single week, although some of the rewards may vary a little bit. So do keep that in mind as well. This is going to be the pretty lackluster, in my opinion, main event for the week. This is going to give you some tokens, the currency right for the month long. You're going to get a little bit of Spiderweaver shards, a little bit of XP, not as much as you normally would get. I guess there's only 2,500 instead of like the 5,000. There's no purple ion stuff anywhere, but it's super easy to clear. And it's going to end with the Spiderweaver skin there in week 1. Just to let you guys know, and if you were following along my data mines, I'm pretty sure I covered it, that week 2 is going to be the Jean Grey event and Jean Grey costume. So keep that in mind. That's already in my data mines if you're keeping up with my videos and you're keeping up with my Discord server. So collect celebration. This is interesting here, I guess. Not entirely sure where this is supposed to come from. Collect 7th celebration begin milestone points for 140,000. But you do get 70 and 30,000 for doing this, like the play battles with heroes. So that's super easy, right? That counts every single game mode, so that shouldn't be an issue, including raids, which you're doing every single day. and you get an additional 30,000 points for this. Actually, you know what they did say? I forgot that they did say about this points in here, because it is down here, 7th anniversary. I believe they said that you would get it through daily objectives. Yeah. How to score points. Complete your daily objectives and then battle with heroes in any game mode. So they're basically giving stuff away. Like, I don't need to do a table this time around. And in fact, I might not even need to do a table for the entirety of March. So we'll have to see about that. It's pretty easy, but it does make me wonder, right? Because if this is their intent for the full month of March, normally they do have leaderboards or whale stones in events. In this case, they are putting the whale stones here in the Howard the Duck milestone, I guess. Oh, wrong way, sorry. So these ones here over here, right? These really ones down here, if you want to get the 3 diamond Howard the Duck, or if you want to get more pulls on the Howard Diamond Orb, which I expect to look a lot like the Old Man Logan. I do not think it's going to look like the Mephisto Orb that has guaranteed diamonds for Howard, but hey, who knows, right? I was really surprised that there was guaranteed 1 diamond in the Mephisto. I assumed it was going to be more like the Old Man Logan that was like 18% or whatever the odds were for Old Man Logan diamonds. This is kind of what I would expect for it to look like for Howard the Duck. But again, it doesn't really matter. He comes out on Wednesday, but unless you're spending a lot of money, right, you're not going to get to the 7 yellow for Howard until 4 months from now or whatever, whenever he becomes farmable. It's very unlikely that you're going to max him out before then. So you don't really need to pay too much attention to that. But it does make me wonder, though, that if, they're making the events that easy, how are they going to entice whales to spend over the month of March, whales or krakens or whatever, outside of the characters, right? Maybe there is there anything so that's what we don't really know too much about. Also, like, we know that this stuff is here for the March anniversary, but what else is coming, right? Are we getting any dimensions? Are we getting any tower? Is any of that going to come? If I'm not, my memory's poor, but I thought that there was some stuff like that last year, and so they might be holding out and might actually be generous for once, because you guys heard me talking about Liberty, right? Because Liberty is the team right now. And previously, like with Absolute A-Force and Frozen Dimension, they ran that before we had free-to-play access to a lot of these characters. But now we're getting Falcon Joaquin available in the March month long. And so maybe they're waiting a little bit for players to actually have access to these characters before they run it, because the optics would look better in the anniversary month if they, if it was actually accessible, right, with the new characters as well. If they ran it and you could only use War Machine, Cap, Sam, and Peggy, it might not look so good in March in their anniversary month to run it like that. So that might be what they're waiting for. Why I keep talking about dimensions, because I was pretty sure there was going to be one with both Absolute A-Force and Liberty, but once again, we'll wait until either it shows up in the blog or we see it in the data mines. Those usually refresh a couple times per week. So that's all I have for today. Nothing super exciting, but let me know what your thoughts are about the anniversary month for events in the comments down below. I'm sure that some of you are going to appreciate that it's less complicated, but I guess there'll be a different spin on how I do my weekly videos for at least the month of March till we figure out what's going on after that. So that's going to be it for today. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.